morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jamie Hempel. You've heard two stories of what happened. One is that Karen says that she let me in, she waved me in. Other statements are that I kicked the door in, okay? But if I kicked the door in, where is the picture of the broken door, okay? The police sent a forensic photographer to take pictures of the scene, okay? They took pictures of the blood in the kitchen, which everyone says was my blood. Supposedly, someone testified that there was blood in the hallway. They didn't take pictures of blood in the hallway, okay? They didn't take pictures of a broken door. You know, the first element of a home invasion is you have to enter the place without being invited, okay? How did I get there? Okay, no one said how I got there, okay? I just somehow showed up with an axe, you know? And you have to believe that if someone was cut with an axe, that there is blood on the axe, or there is some kind of DNA or fingerprints. They sent it to the CXI, you know, to send it out for them they had it for the police officer said that they had it for months and months, and they took pictures with rulers, and then somehow they just didn't check it for blood or fingerprints, or you know, which doesn't make sense. Common sense tells you that if you're doing an investigation and someone was cut with a weapon, that you would try to test it to see, and you would say either there was blood on it, or you know, they said they threw it down the hall, so that means that someone cleaned it up so they didn't test it because they didn't want to know. No, the police said they put it in the bag and they shipped it to the forensic place. Why didn't they take DNA? I say they didn't take it because there is no DNA, and they don't want you to know that. They want to leave that open because it makes it look guilty, because the more things they say that I did, the more it looks like I did it. You know, Mr. Kane sent hundreds of texts. He said 50 to 100 to more text messages. He said many a day, you know. He tried to get money so he would change his statements. He sent racist texts, you know, and the district attorney wants y'all to put me in jail for these people, that they're credible, that what they're saying happened, okay? That somehow an axe with no blood, somehow a broken door with no dents, no pictures of anything, they just somehow forgot to take pictures. Somehow there's blood where supposedly she got cut, but they just didn't take pictures of the blood. You know, it doesn't make sense. Common sense tells you that this is made up. The police are with them. The police said that all the witnesses said that I was unconscious, I was black, they choked me out, I was on the ground. And then somehow, the cops were right there, they said, and somehow I resisted. You know, so I woke up and somehow I resisted, and they said, give me your hands. You know, I mean, everyone said I was limp. You know, one person said I was limp. Everybody said I was doing nothing. But the police are saying I resisted, stop resisting. You know, it doesn't make sense. It shows you that the police are just trying to put as many charges on me as they can. You know, and it just doesn't make sense. All you have to find is reasonable doubt. You know, in any case that I'm sure you've seen, you know, where you watch CSI or you hear on the news, they do an investigation, and there's some kind of forensic evidence that backs it up. Not just that people, uncredible witnesses, including the two police that were there, because you know they're not credible because they said I resisted. I didn't resist. It's a lie. I was so drunk. to find me guilty of intent to murder, you have to believe that, as everyone says, how drunk I was, right? That somehow I intended to kill somebody with an axe that has no blood on it, no nothing, and I'm the only one beat up and choked out. I say she got the cut from where they cleaned up the evidence and the table. What was there that they cleaned up to where Karen testified that we all were in a pile in the kitchen. So did she get cut there? Can I see the photo, please? The photo that they want you to believe that it's an axe cut. If you look at it, it's, okay, like if you had the axe, it is as sharp as any I've seen, okay? If you cut yourself with a sharp knife, okay? It's an even cut, and it goes back together, okay? If you look at this cut, it's all jagged, and it doesn't go back together. It's all, when they pull it back together, it's all, and there's a little one going this way. How did that get there? She said, I put the axe over my head. The ceiling is 7 feet high. I'm 6'2". That's 10 inches above my head. I supposedly went like this with an axe. That's her testimony. This is what you're supposed to believe, and put me in jail for these people that are lying. And on this weak evidence, and all you need to find is reasonable doubt, because I didn't do this. And I came, okay? They showed his record. It's proven. He's a thief, he's a fraud, and a drug user. They all kind of said about drugs, okay? And what good reason do they have, you know? He said, look at all the text message that I sent. Please, Karen, please, you know, desperate. Sue, one text says, Sue sold her car for crack to the N-words, you know? Look at this stuff. I mean, it's more than weak evidence. It's very much more. Who is Sue and Kevin? Matthew Kane's best friends. Matt hates my guts because Karen loves me. You know, I've been taking care of Karen ever since she testified, that ever since he went to jail in 2010 for the things that he did, that I've been taking care of Karen. I took her in. That she said, you know, that I take care of my parents who need me. You know, I take care of my kids. I'm a good person. So what we have is a group of friends that hate me. A police investigation where they let the people clean the scene up. Okay? A wound that's totally inconsistent with the blade of the axe. That everyone says that that's how she got cut. Made by a person that's too drunk to stand up. They had to carry me out. They said I puked myself and all this stuff. They sent a forensic photographer to the scene. They took pictures of my blood. They took pictures of a moved around kitchen area where it supposedly happened. You know, Officer Reed testified that I was severely intoxicated, vomiting in the cruiser, strong odor of alcohol, slurring my words, had to be assisted out. Frainer testified that I was intoxicated and vomiting at the station. Karen testified I was very drunk. The police say I resisted, but everyone else says I was not doing anything. And they kept saying I stopped resisting. I'd say that the testimony of all the witnesses are incredible. I say that common sense tells you to look at the forensics. It doesn't make sense. If I touched the axe, it would be a fingerprint. If it was cut by the axe, there would be something, anything. The fact that there's nothing is reasonable doubt. That's what y'all have been impaneled to do, to find reasonable doubt. You can go with your feelings and say because Karen made statements because she was drinking that weekend before, and then she said she was on Adderall and Klonopin. You can take someone's testimony that's not credible and find me guilty, or you can look with your own common sense and say, where's the evidence in this case? Where is it? If there was evidence, they would have it, believe me. They would have found the evidence and it would have been highlighted. They would be shining it with a light, showing you the evidence. There's no evidence in this case. You know, they're gonna take me away from my family that needs me for these people. So I ask you to please come back with a not guilty. There was no intent to kill anyone. That wasn't my axe. It isn't my axe. These people are drug users, racists.
That's true. Whose axe it was, I don't believe there was testimony to that effect.
Okay, Your Honor.
Right?
Yes, sir.
With the evidence.
Yes, sir. Matt Cain would do anything to get Karen back, as you can tell by the text messages. He texted her hundreds of times by his own admission. Those texts include pleas to Karen, demands for money not to testify, anything just to get her to text him back. He still loves her and wants her, and he hates me. Susan and Kevin back him up because they're his best friends. I'm telling you that it's more than reasonable doubt. I hope that y'all send me home to my family, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Banner. Oh, Mr. Bellman, please.